Welcome to Tier Fun. I am Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today what we have is another foray into the post-twin world. This deck we've played it a few times now. People have seemed to have taken. People have started calling this Twinless Exarch, and I think that sounds badass. So that's what I'm going to call it too. For the uninitiated, the major win con of the deck is to have an Exarch or Pestermite on board and then cast Kiki-Jiki, copying one of these guys. The copy untaps Kiki-Jiki, which can copy it again to make infinite Exarchs or Pestermites, which, is usually pretty good at ending the game that turn. There are some exceptions like Rakdos Charm or something bananas. But yeah, that's the major win con of the deck. The people online, the couple of lists I've seen, people who put up results with it, either in paper or online, they're kind of coalescing around these main cards. The Spell Snares, Remands, Mana Leaks. This part of the deck is all pretty standard. I had Pillar of Flame, but everyone seems to be running Burst Lightning, so when a lot of people are doing the same thing, it's either dumb or it's really smart, and I might as well test to find out. I'm sure they all have their reasons for running it. I mean, doming for 4 in the end game is not bad at all. I'm choosing to run a PN Kieran Nalaar over the Torrential Gearhulk. Gearhulk is a great card, don't get me wrong, and this deck does go long, but I'm more concerned about getting to the late game than I think some people are, and maybe that's just me being overcautious, but I think PN Kieran is just a good card in this meta as well. It's a real good roadblock, and also you can, as one of my opponents pointed out to me, you can copy the tokens and deal a whole damage over a lot of turns that way. If you're locked out of the game, like against, Lantern Control, actually. That's a way to eke out a win that maybe you might not notice otherwise. But yeah, this list is pretty standard, minus, I think it's actually very standard, minus the PN Kieran. Usually most people have in the sideboard, but I like it main. Sideboard is pretty boilerplate for these decks as well. People started running Teferi again, and I love Teferi, and I'm glad that I started looking up lists because I wouldn't have even thought to put Teferi back in. For those who don't know, Teferi basically makes it so your opponents can only cast sorceries, even if they have instants, which is awesome because it makes all of our counterspells read as counterspell. Well, obviously except for man, but whatever. But yeah, Teferi is great in control mirrors or any decks that you want your counterspells to be good against. And we also have engineered explosives just kind of as a catch-all. It's good against Lantern and a lot of decks. It's a good safety valve. I've been toying with putting Jace in the main deck over PN Kieran, but I think we're gonna run it like this. I'm still very much in the testing phase with this deck, so I kind of want. This is what we're looking for. I kind of want to. Where is it? Twinless Exarch. Okay. Just hit up the queues, maybe make some changes in between matches. We'll see. Planning on the typical 3 games, but we may go more if we get ranched by some unfortunate business. This deck usually plays fairly long games too, so I trying to keep the videos around like an hour and a half, if at all possible. The main goal with this deck is to get it to a place where I feel comfortable running leagues with it and just grinding leagues with it. So this is an interesting hand. It kind of sucks in a lot of matchups, but Spreading Seas can be good. I think this is too medium though, right? This is like a C minus D plus in terms of a playable hand. We have lands and spells. I guess Pestermite and Exarch are actually kind of good against creatures, and Spreading Seas lets us cantrip. We're pretty stone cold to Storm. What else are we cold to? Burn, I suppose. We don't have a great matchup against Burn anyways. I think we'll keep. This could be poor. Well, they mulliganed, so I don't know. It's got two of the cards we really want to see. These cards are, at minimum, just cyclers. Don't be Storm. Okay, it might be Storm. Yeah. Sulfur Falls. Well, we can cut them off of double red. If this is just it is Storm. Alright, well, we really need to draw a bolt here. I think we're just done. Burst Lightning is not a lightning bolt. The upside is that Pillar of Flame would have been bad there too. So here we can hold up mana to make them nervous. But because they just jammed Brawl, I mean, double red. So like, we tap out here, they're gonna go for it. But I think they're gonna go for it next turn, and we can't stop them next turn anyway. So I'm gonna play the Spreading Seas, and I don't think it's any good. But I think we're just dead anyways. Blood Moon could be good next turn. It's surprisingly decent against this deck. They can't play. All right, they may just have it. They can't play their Gifts Ungiven, especially now that they've gone to a fetchless mana base. It's not phenomenal, obviously, because of that card right there. Manamorphose really makes it. It's a half measure, and I think it's going to come out. There, yeah, we're just dead here. Let's see what they give us, but if we can do something like bin. Well, we'll see. They don't have many cards in hand, so we could theoretically force them to go off next turn through a Blood Moon, but I don't think it's good enough. I think we're just dead here. Interesting. Well, this is telling me they have a kill in hand probably, but I'm going to assume I have to play for next turn because we can't do anything this turn. So I'm going to bin Manamorphose because that's good against Blood Moon, and I'm going to bin the... Well, I guess I'll bin Noxious Revival because then they can get back Manamorphose. Yeah, sure. We'll give them the Rituals. I think they just have Past in Flames in hand though. Like, giving them Rituals is never a good idea, but yeah, there it is. So, well, let's see. They're going to be able to cast another Gifts Ungiven. We can bin the Gifts Ungiven. Yeah, they have more than enough mana. Yep, we're just dead here. Unless they mess up, but I don't think they're going to. Like, if this is if I'm playing for like thousands of dollars, or even maybe hundreds of dollars, you might make them go off. Teferi's not horrendous, I guess. I don't think we want Engineered Explosives. Negate and Dispel are good. Roast, I think, is... I mean, it's alright if they slam it on turn 2 and then we get them, but Sorcery Speed interaction is not where we want to be. It's a card I will bring in, though, depending on where we end up. Spreading Seas, pretty medium. Burst Lightning, very medium. All these cards are good. These are the cards we want. I suppose P and Kieran is kind of medium. So we can just upgrade P and Kieran with Teferi. That sounds fine. I think we're okay with Blood Moon. I mean, they could just have islands, but... Now, is P and Kieran better than Keranos? Keranos will eventually end the game. I think we probably do want Staticaster. I assume they're going to want to go wide against us. So maybe... maybe we want Jace as well. Oh, the gate didn't get in here. Jeez, this is rough. Because we are pretty cold to the Goblin plan. So I think we do want to bring it in. So maybe we take out Blood Moons. We don't try to fight them on that axis and bring in Jace. I think 2 Blood Moons is fine though. So we're boarding out 2 win cons for... We are pretty cold to Lightning Bolt as well. Yeah, this seems like a horrendous matchup. So let's keep in this. Sideboard out these. Take out... I guess Teferi's medium. 1 Blood Moon. And... Serum Visions, I guess. That feels weird. Yeah. I think we're probably... I mean, we still just have the combo to win. I guess that's what we're going to be leaning on. This hand's ugly, but I guess we're keeping it. I prefer Lightning Bolt in hand. But Dispel's good interaction. We have 2 pieces of things that matter. Teferi will eventually provide mediocre beats and will also make it so our future counterspells are phenomenal. But yeah, this isn't looking good. I don't think it matters, but we're going to lead on Relic. There's no reason to hold it. Just lets us get more spells. That might matter. Go with Mountain. Pass the turn. Really hoping for Lightning Bolt. Pestermite's going to be able to... I think we're going to tap them down next turn. Get rid of that. Lightning Bolt's great. So now do we want to actually tap them down next turn? I think we still do. They need to have land. And it still cuts them off of a mana for their turn, which could be big. I would love to tap that. Let's remove this upkeep stop. Oh, they have it. If it's Baral here, yeah, ooh, Ritual, that's interesting. Could be dead. I don't see a way we're dead. I mean, there's definitely a way we're dead. Whoa. They're just gonna go for mini grape shot here. Empty. Okay, well I'm glad I sideboarded in the Staticaster. Cryptic is not good here. So we're gonna take 10. I guess that's okay. Well, it's probably worth it to bolt one of them, because then they need 3 turns to kill us. Man, we just need 1 land. We're so far away from Kiki King as well. Yeah, I think this is just a lost game. So we're gonna bolt. We're not gonna block. I guess this is their game plan. I think because, well, we can wait. Well, yeah. Whoop. So we get 1 turn. Alright. Just gotta draw a mountain here. Counter draw. Or tap draw. This is Remand. Dispel! Wow. Oh, well, we couldn't play around it. We still get a draw, though. Yep, that's the ball game. So if any of these were a fetch land, well, we might have killed ourselves. But yeah, that's the slim margin. But yeah, dispel was good there. Yeah, that's Storm. It really forces you to have your interactive cards. And if you do have your interactive cards, you have a good chance. And we still had a chance to win it. Obviously we didn't, but we were close. I think the biggest mistake in that previous game was in the first game was keeping that hand. It's great against a lot of decks, and it has the combo, or one half of the combo, but I think from an opener, we're looking for more interact. Like, I think an average 6 beats that hand, in the dark. Like, especially, it's really bad against Storm. It's horrendous against Storm. But, oh god, 8 rack for life? I don't want to play 8 rack for life. I don't think you guys want to see 8 rack for life either. But yeah, I do think it's not we don't have a bad matchup against Storm. Remand is actually pretty good. Dispel obviously in the sideboard. Spell Snare is phenomenal too. Like, our interaction is meaningful. We happen to draw Burst Lightning instead of Lightning Bolt that game 1, and that makes all the difference. I think we're just gonna play now for ourselves at the mercy of whoever comes at us. Hopefully Iraq for Life got a match and is not just waiting in the weeds to pick us off. But yeah, previous decks, my previous versions of this deck had was running Opt and Search for Azcanta. And I think Search, while a good card, is actually not all that great in this deck, especially Game 1. Game 1, I think you're just you're really digging for that combo, even more so than with Twin, the original Twin. Well, maybe not more so. But Search for Azcanta doesn't get either half of the combo. It basically just gets our interaction, which, it's good to search for that stuff, but it's not like... it's not as good. If it could find one half of the combo, it would be better. And I think if I'm running Search, I want to have at least Jace, probably at least one Planeswalker to find, probably 2. Just to have a heftier hit. Because then we're relying, like, say we happen to search into both of our Kikis and we have to bottom them, and then what are we going to do if we don't say we just don't draw fetch land? Like, I mean, we're obviously likely to draw fetch land, but if we have Blood Moon down, well, then we can't search. But you can see where I'm going. Is that it's like, it's not it's a bit of a nombo with the deck, I would say. I think in more spell-based decks, it's better. Like that Jeskai Delver deck, if you wanted to slow it down a little bit. It's a good sideboard option for that deck for interactive matchups. I do think Search is a good card against control mirrors, but outside of control mirrors, I'm not too sure we want to be running it. Let's take a look at the deck list, I suppose, while we're waiting. Well, we have a match. Killer SUV. This hand is a whole lot better than our last ones. We will keep. So we have Is this just Storm again? Well, that's kind of funny if so. We're going to lead on Steam Vents Untapped and pass the turn. We get to Bolt or Spell Snare. I think I'm partial to... Well, I'll just Bolt first. We have 2 Bolts. Spell Snare, I can get a Ritual later too. Okay, passing is good for us. What do we want? I suppose we lead on Tarn. We're going to fetch Basic Island. It puts us further from... Yep. It puts us further from casting Kiki Jiki, but all of our lands are sent... Sorry, having a hard time talking today. All of our lands except for the islands are essentially going to become mountains. So it's okay to draw into it, and we don't have Kiki in hand. I'm more concerned about getting multiple islands now. Yep. So this is definitely Storm. It might even actually just be the same person we played against. But, another slight. So they are sculpting a real good hand. So I think Blood Moon's actually going to do some work here. Manamorphose depending. So this is kind of how you want Game 1 to go against Storm. You want to have an early Blood Moon, and you hope that slows them down enough. Do they shock? Oh, they do. What do they have? Don't tell me it's Manamorphose. It is, isn't it? So Manamorphose, well, for double red? That can't be right. I guess they were just cycling. And I suppose we shall do the same. First Lightning, I don't want you ever. Mana Leak over land. Do we want the second Mana Leak? Nah, we got Snapcaster and Spell Snare. But I do kind of miss Opt. I played against some Lantern Control in some practice matches last night, and Lantern Opt is a whole lot better than Serum Visions in that matchup in particular. Oh, there's the island. Here I will... Ooh, interesting. So they probably have both a Baral and a Mana Leak. Sorry, and a Gifts. We're going to counter this Gifts. With blue, leaving up both Lightning Bolt and Spell Snare. That island is great for them, and really bad for us. We just have to fade Manamorphoses. Yep, land is great. So here we can tap out for Keranos. But they have 6 cards in hand, and we could just be dead. They do need a lot. I don't think we want to tap out for Keranos. No, I think that's too risky. If we get one more land, just having access to Lightning Bolt or a Spell Snare makes that a whole lot more palatable to me. I do want to get down a Snapcaster. So if they have another Gifts here, I will 100% counter it with Snap Mana Leak. We'll only be able to hold up one of our interactive spells, though. So maybe I don't want to do that. If they do cast Gifts, we are... I assume they're going to get that regrowth, whatever that is, Noxious Survival. So we want to bin that and bin any Manamorphoses. Okay. So here they don't have access to blue. I think we're... So they'll have access to 4 mana. I think we just Spell Snare. Nah, let's Lightning Bolt. I think that's okay. We'll snare Manamorphose if it happens. That's really the card we're most afraid of here. They could have. Let's see if they have Grape Shot in hand. Okay, they don't have anything. Land? Remand is great. I still don't want to tap out. It's just we could die. I do want to tap out. The quicker we can get Keranos on the board, the quicker we win. But so we can't. I think we're holding everything. Yeah. Land? Pestermite. Okay, now we can play. So on their end step, we will tap down their island. Ritual. We could spell snare it, but I don't think that's like the scariest thing they can do here is make a bunch of gobos. Past in Flames. Let's remand it, right? Let's see. Say we remand it. They have to cast it again. So remand, and then we have Snapcaster. I suppose. What can we do? Yeah, let's remand it. So they're remanding our remand, or they're on spell? They should remand their own spell. Well, it doesn't really matter. So, yep. So Past in Flames here. What does it do? I don't think it does much. I think we just let it resolve, because we can just win next turn. Yeah, I think that seems fine. We can just counter the Manamorphose if they go to cast it. Yeah, we'll let it resolve at this point because we do want our Pestermite. So we'll cast our Pestermite, untap our island, spell snare the Manamorphose, and win next turn. Ooh, no, we need another mountain. I think we still do it though, so we're not going to win next turn, but. Alright, I don't know what opponent is doing here. I suppose they just drew something interesting. Yep, that resolves. Or life happened. Okay. So they just wanted to get that in the graveyard. I guess that makes sense. Manamorphose will Pestermite, untapping an island, and then spell snare that. So we do have to be careful next turn. Remand is just phenomenal against them, though. Phenomenal against a Fellow Hashback Past in Flames. And they're down one Manamorphose because they just used this one, which is great for us. Come on, opponent. Let me cast my spell. Bingo. Okay. Well, that was good. That was bad. Yeah, do not win. But we have a plethora of interactivity in our hand. Things are looking great. Yeah, once again, if Kiki-Jiki, even if Kiki-Jiki costs 3 red, we win here. The triple red is a real cost, especially when you have Blood Moon and you want to be heavy on islands. And you have Cryptic Command. I think maybe in the long run, there's a version of this deck that doesn't run Cryptic Command, which is kind of blasphemy because Cryptic is insane good. But let's see what this is. So Baral resolves, then we're going to bolt. They're going to go for Past in Flames, I assume. Oh, they have another Past in Flames. Well, we'll bolt this Brawl. So now they can have the spells in their yard, which they do not want to cast without a Brawl. They have 2 cards in hand at this point. 2 Past in Flames, though, so we still have to be careful. We have our stacked hand that we can't cast anything, or else we might die. I could remand that, but remand's too good against Past in Flames. Let's see what they do. Top, bottom. I probably should have cast that Exarch, actually. So I'll do that on their upkeep. Oh, well, click right through that attack, so that's unfortunate. So that's okay, right? So we can go down 1, 2, 3. We still have remand. I think that's fine. So they should be at 11. Let's see if that matters. They get to opt. So they draw that card that they scry to. All right. Another land, okay. So should be at 11. We have access to 5 mana. So do we want to tap out for Keranos? We've 4 islands. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have red and a blue up, which means we only have access to remand. No, I don't think we do. And the fact that we're not doing this makes me think Keranos needs to come out post-board. Okay, we'll top this, bottom electrolyze, and we win next turn. Whew. These matches are up. If you like, ooh. So we can remand this. And then we can just snap remand next turn. I suppose we can't, actually. So that might have been a little loose. Oh, wait. Oh, the land. We can't play it. No, we can. I don't know why I was counting weirdly. So let's just snap remand. Hope we're good. Suppose we could also snap leak, make them tap 3 mana. But I think remand's good. If they have Manamorphose in hand, though, this could have just killed us. Oh, there it is. So they'll be able to cast it with 1 mana floating, but I don't think it's that bad. So they're remanding. I remand, sure. So they have 3 mana, but I don't think they can win with 3 mana. They do have 4 cards in hand, though. We basically just can't give them a reducer. So we're just going to bin both of them. If they have 1 in hand, though, they played this very well. And you just tip your cap. Funny thing is, if they have a Grape Shot in hand, we don't win next turn. Because the storm count will be 6, and that can wipe our whole board. At that point, though, we have to slam Karanos. So they get to draw that next turn, or if they have... This is a Brawl, right? Well, yeah. So they have their Manamorphose, drawing Brawl. Oh, Ritual into Manamorphose. Woof. Do they have it here? Wow, that's kind of insane. And they had a land. Oh. So they're going to have... They have it. They have it. Wow. Wow. So they're going to have 1 red floating. I wonder... I was obviously a little too loose with that Snapcaster, but they needed to have a certain... Ooh, okay, it's just Grape Shot. Okay. So we can recover from this. It starts with Snap Bolt. Maybe it doesn't, though. It probably does. How much mana do they need? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can cast that for 5. And then they have 5 left over. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they just win next turn. It's kind of crazy. They're really struggling with these Grape Shots. So yeah, next turn they'll have enough mana to just Past in Flames and win. They'll have 5 mana left over after casting it, and they can go through all their... I think they only need... What do they need? 8 mana? They might only need 7 mana to go off, depending on how stacked their graveyard is. Yep. If we draw a Pestermite or anything, we do win. Okay. So what do? We Snapcaster, Remand the Past in Flames. They're down 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they can do 1, 2, 3, 4. They can do it again. I don't think that's good. Snapcaster, Bolty him. That's not very good either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Snapcaster. We can't even do any weird Kiki Jiki Snapcaster shenanigans. I think we're just dead. Wow. We had this game locked up. I'm going to remand the first Past in Flames. And hopefully we draw into another remand. Should not have tapped both of those, but... Oh, we don't even have remand in the graveyard? So yeah, we're just dead. So we leak, make them tap 3, but they're still good. So tap 3, and then they have more than enough mana with Baral here. Yeah, say we remand. Yeah, they pay for this. It's game over. Let's say we remand. Then we would have drawn into Spreading Seas. Okay. Alright, so Keranos, no. Spreading Seas, double no. Electrolyze, does nothing. Well, it does something, but it doesn't do enough. Those are the cards we wish to not have. Suppose it's also P and Kieran. So we just have to survive, man. Dispel, negate, relic, Tormod's Crypt. It doesn't. I don't feel confident. I think Storm's just a bad matchup for this deck. As crazy as it sounds. So maybe I want to dedicate more cards in the sideboard for Storm. Do we want Jace? Remands and Spell Slingers. Everything's good. All these cards are good. The thing is, it's just not... They have a really good, strong late game as well, and it's more... I would say it's more reliable than even ours. We have to draw 2 cards. They really only have to draw a Gifts Ungiven as late as the game goes. What do we remove? I think Remand is just too good. I suppose Cryptic is kind of medium. Getting to 4 mana, especially with our game plan's Blood Moon. So maybe we want Jace instead of a Cryptic. 1 Jace over a Cryptic, that sounds good. It's just a card we can play that hopefully gets us value once we've stalled the game out. Cryptic is great once, but unless we have Tormod's Crypt or Relic of Progenitus, their graveyard is a resource. Jace could be good every turn. Looking for... Well, I was looking for lands. Let's ship that pile of Garbo. Ugh, this is just like that other hand. Except worse. I think... If they mulligan, I'm going to go down to 5. If they keep 7, I'm going to keep this with a scry. It's just we can't cast anything until turn 2. We do have Tormod's Crypt, which isn't nothing. But this hand is very unexciting. For grading hands, this is a C. Probably even I think it's a C. A solid C. It's not a C minus, it's close. I think if we only had one of these 2 cards and Serum Visions. This is I guess a knock against Sulfur Falls. Ooh, that's a good card. Alright. So we're gonna be able to get there. But opponent, that was a crazy game. Just gave him DAP on that first game. But Aspire Bluff, I think it's just we really need our lands to come in untapped as later the game goes. I think we're gonna just hold up because we don't have a Bolt. We need to hold up Negate here. I would love to see Serum Visions, but like having a land come into play tapped in this deck is kind of the difference between winning and losing. So just going Naked Brawl. It feels like they've got a great hand if they were willing to do that. Considering they know we run Spell Snares. We're just going to go Serum Visions here. We need... This card is good. These are both good cards. So as crazy as it is, I think we do top both. We're in a bad spot, though. I meant to top that lightning bolt first, and I don't think I did. I've got them pegged on empty the warrens. If they weren't running empties, I would 100% not. I wouldn't have sided in the engineered explosives, let alone topped it right there. Ooh. You know, I don't know how good Counterflux is. It's great against Ad Nauseam, but I don't think it's all that good against Storm, even though its overload ability says counter everything. But I mean, when they go off, they can go off. It's like one counterspell usually doesn't get them. It is good at like getting one of their flashback. I suppose we keep this hidden information. It is good at getting a flashback past in flames or, you know, gifts, I suppose. Or getting a Baral. What's this? Pieces of the puzzle. Let's not mana leak that. Let's negate it. Okay. So now we just want to draw lands. These, let's say we draw, maybe we just want to draw one land. Sure. I suppose we could mana leak it. I'm just going to in response to whatever they do here. So hopefully this both bins a ritual and gets rid of their reducer. Playing against Storm is a lot of fun, but it's also hard work for the noodle. Huh? Beep, boop, bizit. If they go Manamorphose here, I think I'll just leak their next spell, because I assume that means they want to play another reducer. Well, 4 mana. Ooh, interesting. They cast Past in Flames? Sure. Could just, well, no reason to right now. That was an interesting play. I guess they just want to pop my crypt. But we're going to pop the crypt in response. I mean, we could have popped there if we were afraid of wipe away. So this tells me they have a reducer in hand, probably. We get an Exarch down. They're probably going to gifts. I think that's okay, because I think we can fight through their gifts. We need to start applying pressure. As you see in the last game, the longer the game goes, the more Storm is favored. So they're going to get a gift. We have these 3 cards in hand. These 2 are potentially good. They're all good, especially if we draw an island for this one. But we need to be careful. We do want to give them axe. We don't want to give them a reducer, because that's going to be... I suppose we could give them a reducer and get it with mana leak. But I'm very much wanting to bin... Because we have a crypt, I want to bin rituals, and then I want to pop this crypt. Opponent is taking a very long time in both of these games, which happens when you play Storm. But if we somehow get this game, they're going to be up against it game 2. So we're just going to bin Wipe Away and Baral. right? We can interact with pieces. Yeah. We have negate for, or we have mana leak for pieces. Untap this. Be scared. Land. Island. Land. Land. Come on, land. Land, please. Oh, it's killing me. We're doing pretty well for being stuck on 3 lands. Oh, that would be so good if we had a land. So I don't think they run more than 1 wipe away, so we don't have to worry about wipe away again, which means I'm going to keep this crypt for as long as possible. Noxious Revivaling the Electromancer, sure. Suppose we could remand that, but that's kind of medium, right? I will leak it, though. Well, leak or remand? Remand's great for this Past in Flames. What is leak good for? Yeah, we'll... Nah, let's go for the hard answer. So they need a remand or a dispel. Ritual. Ritual. That's kind of weird. They're doing something that I don't know what their endgame is. Oh, they're paying for Baral. Oh, for Goblin. I see. That's pretty cute of them. Sure. So they need more rituals. Manamorphose, that gives them 2 mana. That's fine. Manamorphose again. That's fine. So basically we're just waiting for the Past in Flames to be cast. So we know they have Pieces of the Puzzle and X in hand. Looks like this is a ritual here. Pieces. So, yep, we let that resolve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have a castable ritual, and that's it. And they have a sleight of hand, but they don't get anything with it. So this relic is doing work here. Burn spell would be great. Not a burn spell. So they have sleight of hand and ritual in hand. Right? Plus an unknown. Sleight of hand. No, they put sleight of hand into their hand. Okay, so they have double sleight of hand. We have counterflux. I could engineered explosives here. We only have access to 1 mana. We'll only have access to 1 counterspell next turn. I think we're just good here. We're good on passing. So they have double sleight of hand in hand. Their graveyard is null and void the second they go to Past in Flames. And that's a juicy graveyard too. Brawl. Interesting. I suppose we just counterflux it. Blue, blue, red. I think I'm okay remanding it. Ties up their mana. Exarch's good. They attack, I block. So here, yeah. So, I was about to say I'm going to use this engineered explosives, but maybe I don't. So we know their hands sleight of hand, sleight of hand. Just bolt. We can't bolt without losing. Oh man, this is brutal. We really need a land. I don't think them having access to mana is really going to be all that bad. Let's see. We bolt them. We can't counter anything. We could also just wipe their board, but then we're cold to empty the warrens eventually. I think that's just okay, though. Oh, no. Almost made a boo-boo. Will you stop making boo-boos, Andrew? Red, blue. And then we'll just attack in for 2. We really could have used more lands this game. I will say that again. So they have sleight of hand, sleight of hand. So that means they are going to have 4 cards I know nothing about. Reducer's okay because we got a bolt. If they shock here, that's kind of unfortunate. All right. Well, Anemic Beat Squad. Here we go. If they don't do anything, I'm casting Exarch again. So they're going for the Past in Flames. This is awesome for us. So we get to attempt to remand it. Well, hang on. We can Exarch, untapping one of our lands and remand. I think that's better. Then they probably have a Dispel, and then we just popped it. We pop it, I think. I'm going to think about it, if and when it happens. Okay. So now we're just great. With a capital G. 2 burn spells in hand. Nothing can go wrong. Snapcaster Remand. Ritual. Yeah, that's fine. Past in Flames. I think. Let's Snapcaster. What can we do? I guess we can negate it. I just want to get down more pressure. Having this resolve isn't the end of the world, because we can just pop this crypt. We might end up winning this thing on time, as weird as it sounds. Suppose we could remand again, but I don't like that. We're close. We're 1 turn away. This Tormod's Crypt won us the game. Really. I mean, it did. We've held them hostage after we binned their wipe away, and they've just been unable to access the graveyard ever since. So Ritual is fine. Ritual Past in Flames is not fine. I think we can just counter this. Right? I mean, let's say, yeah, I think we can just counter this. I mean, if it resolves, it's not the end of the world. And a Dispel, that's great. Yep. So I think opponent should have probably conceded a long time ago in that game. After we been their wipe away and maybe remanded, showed that we had interaction. So Staticaster Explosive still high on. We just gotta hope the deck plays like it did last game. Like if we get the right draws, we can win. I guess that's everything in Magic the Gathering. This isn't all that exciting, but I'm gonna keep. That gets a lot better. Fetch an island here. Serum Visions. Don't want to mess with my scry. Fetch the good island. Suppose land is fine, and so is Exarch. Land gets us another island. It would have been weak. This hand is weak to a turn 2 reducer, or the turn 3 win, but, you know, it looks like they might not have it. Here we're just going to hold open negate. Nah, I don't think we need to hold open negate. We got Dispel if anything's too crazy. I don't think I want this next Serum Visions. I think I'm fetching next turn anyway, so it's either Snapcaster or Serum Visions. So if they go Reducer into an instant, I'm just going to crack that instant. Looks like they were playing pieces of the puzzle. That would have been good to negate, but it's alright. Empty, okay. Sure, they put empty in their hand. Empty the Warrens and Manamorphose into their hands. Yep. So we know they have empty and Manamorphose. Which means actually Jace is pretty great, isn't it? Yeah. So if their game plan is just to empty and Manamorphose, we're good. And I'm good slamming this too. It's not even all that good here, but oh. Hopefully they just want to empty the Warrens. If they have gifts, we're dead. If they have empty, we are very much alive. Thanks to Jace. Alright. Well, they still have plenty of mana to gifts. Okay, they're doubling it. Oh, this is great. This is real great. They can attack Jace for 1 a turn. But I think if they had a better way to win the game than empty, I think they would have cast gifts. Is what I'm getting at. Do they have gifts as well? Oh, what a hand! Wow. Okay, so we need to draw Graveyard Hate next. We need to draw even Relic. We need to draw. Well, I guess Relic's okay. It puts us off of Jace for a turn. Wow, that's insane. That Blood Moon was horrendous. So we hold open Dispel. We at least get to get this gifts. I suppose we just bin Wow, they can go for it again. Yeah. So let's spin these. We'll let them go through their deck if they want to. Jeez. So yeah, we had this game. This Blood Moon was bad. Interesting. I guess they're going for it. If I was them, I mean, I suppose you do go for it, but I don't think you needed to double. I don't think you needed to remand your own empty, especially when you had a gift in hand. Well, maybe you drew the gifts. So yeah, that would make more sense. There's the grape shot. We're not going to make them click. So yeah, that was bonkers. We win that game if we keep open remand and negate. That was very loose of me to slam that Blood Moon, especially when they already had an island down. Like, that's not even that good. I got overexcited thinking I could win, or at least counter their play with a Jace. He and Kieran are Jace. They're kind of the same. I think I still like P and Kieran. All right, well, let's hope we don't get Storm again. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Storm's a horrendous matchup or unwinnable. I think it's pretty 50-50, really. They have to, if both decks, neither one of us get lucky, let's say we just play our average hands, I think it's pretty even, maybe even favored towards us. But the thing is, like, I think even an average hand for Storm has the tendency to become above average almost all the time because of all their cantrips, especially post-board when they have Pieces of the Puzzle, which is an underrated card in both Storm and Modern in general, but definitely in Storm. So I think, like, yeah, maybe on paper we might be a little favored with all of our interaction. In experience, I have not felt like the matchup is good. I felt like it is at least 55-45 them is what it feels like. The combo is great, and they don't really have much interact. Are you serious? What is this? This is 3 separate people on 3 separate Storm decks, I guarantee it. Did Storm, like, win anything last weekend? I don't think it did. Could be wrong, though. So yeah, this is phenomenal. This is a Goblin Electromancer. It's about the only good news we've had all day. Wow. Here we're just gonna play. We can't do anything, so I'm just gonna play the Steam Vents tapped. Sure, there's bluff value in shocking, but not much. If your opponent's jamming Electromancer into an open red source on turn 2, they're not going to be bluffed. The people who do that are usually just jamming, and they're going to jam. Or, conversely, their hand could be such that jamming is the right cause anyways. And so shocking is probably not good in either situation. All right, let's just combo once, can we? I'm going to tap their red source on upkeep. I really do like these cards, and the utility of tapping things is way better than it seems on paper. Like way, way better. Okay, well, they had a red source, but they don't have anything to do with it. So they were really relying on that Electromancer, which means they jammed that a bit prematurely, in my humble estimation. So we're just going to leave open Cryptic here. Storm's a great deck, though. And it's one of my favorite decks to play. I don't really like recording with it because it's really hard to... they probably have gifts here, so there's no reason to tap out. It's hard to narrate appropriately. Like, I'm sure someone like John Finkel is probably just phenomenal at narrating and playing, but it takes so much of my brain power to think of appropriate lines that I think it becomes kind of hard to let's get blue here. Boo. I mean, it's hard enough for me to cast Cryptic Command with Cascade Bluffs and talk through that. So that's where I'm at. It's hard to narrate and play that deck is the really short point that I'm trying to make with a whole lot of words. Though if enough people really want to see it more, I don't mind jamming it. Just be forewarned that my commentary is probably going to be a lot of and silence. So they had another gifts here. It's unfortunate, but what you gonna do? Now that I've been creating content, I've been watching a lot less content. We're gonna bin both of these. The fact that they have these makes me feel like they've got replacements in hand, but shrug. But yeah, anyways, I've been watching a lot less content, so I haven't been on the up and up of what other streamers are doing. But I thought I saw someone say, maybe, I had Spell Snare in hand. Maybe I give them one. But I thought I saw someone saying that Caleb was playing a Gifts Ungiven list with like Ritual or Unburial Rites gifts with Search for Escanta. And that sounds spicy. I think when this is done, I'm going to try to look for that particular video and see how awesome or how horrible it was. But I would love to play that. So this is a reducer, I assume? Manamorphose. I think we let this resolve. Yep. Sure. So they're sculpting an amazing hand, I assume. We do get to play both of our guys here. Fetching, okay. It's still kind of blowing my mind that this is the third discrete Storm matchup. So here, whatever it is, we are Spell Snare. Oh, we can't Spell Snare. But that's okay. We get a couple more Exarchs and Pestermites. So this is what's been happening to me a lot recently, and I think it's the best way, or I think it's Storm's best line besides just winning, and that's giving a value Grape Shot kind of around turn 4 or 5, wiping the board, and then building your hand up to a point where you can just knock out your opponent. We're going to get an island here because this Cascade Bluffs fixes our mana, and it's very hard to deal with when they do that. But thankfully we have multiple Pestermite Exarch effects. Yep. Alright. Kiki-Jiki. Ooh, Blood Moon. Blood Moon is really bad here, so I'm definitely not casting it. We're just cracking in. So opponent's at 9, they have 6 cards in hand, and we only have access to Spell Snare as interaction. I don't like our odds, though I like it if this is what they're casting. And we can Snapcaster Spell Snare again. Say they have a remand. Even if they have a remand, like, we can just Spell Snare. And then we can also have Snapcaster Spell Snare. Ritual. What could it be? Nothing good. This could be another Grape Shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 6 cards in hand. Did they play their land this turn? I don't think they did. 3, 4. So if we do it this way, they can. Well, it'll be 4, then it'll be 5. So they can, if they have a land, we're still stoned to Grape Shot because we have to play a spell. Well, I assume they're going for a Grape Shot here. If they didn't have a land, well, maybe they're, I don't know what they're digging for here. I think they're just going for the biggest Grape Shot they can. That's what it feels like anyways. It's, Past in Flames. So, yeah, we'll let that resolve. And then they're going to cast a Ritual, and we get to Spell Snare it. That sounds great. So if they had a land... If they had a land, that Spell Snare line was the worst possible thing. So I think... And they're pretty likely to have a land with 6 cards in hand. It looks like they don't have one. We do get to cast this spell, right? Yeah. So this is going to be a blowout, and this might win us the game here. They do still have Past in Flames in the yard. Any counterspell is good next turn. Land is good too. That unlocks Snapcaster Cryptic, yada, yada, yada. P and Kieran is not too hot. Five. Well, we put them to 1 with this Electrolyze. That's insane. Can't even Snapcaster Bolt. Oh, there we go. Don't shock, kids. I suppose, like, what's the difference? Oh, they have Remand! No! So I don't think they have enough mana. But, I mean, if they have Ritual, they do? No. If they have Ritual, they still don't. I think we're still good. Because Ritual puts them to 4 mana, and then they can cast Past in Flames, but they can't flash back anything. Yeah, alright, we're good. Whew, okay. Then my heart went high, and then it died, but it was up again. Alright, so yet again, another game 2 against Storm we win. Or is this game 1 still? I don't know, it's all bleeding together. Opponent's dead on board, I don't know what they're doing. And they know we have Electrolyze in hand, like. Though sometimes you just want to play it out. I did just give them information. Probably shouldn't have played that, but habit is a very powerful thing. Cool. Alright, so that was game 1, so neato. We're going to sideboard like we did last time. Jace. Teferi does seem good. So maybe we'll try him out. And it's flash, so that's always great. Spreading Seas can go bye-bye. They drew a lot of islands, which means they have a lot of islands. So maybe we want to go down in the Blood Moons. Blood Moon really only helps us get long. It's not a cure for their deck. And, I mean, getting long... that sounds funny now that I hear it. Going to the long game it's where we want to be, but you know, it's not a guaranteed win, and maybe because of that, we want to remove the Blood Moons. I don't know. I think we cut at least one. Trim on Serum Visions as well. Maybe we trim on 2 Serum Visions and just... Alright, well, let's see how this looks. Serum Visions is really good for us, though, so I don't think we want to go down too many. Curve looks okay. Yeah, I guess that's good. Tapping out even just 1 mana is usually bad. And I do think Teferi is good for the game plan we're going for. Crap, I forgot. I wanted to get rid of Cryptic Command, at least 1. But this hand's great. Finally have a Lightning Bolt. This hand's good. This hand has potential. It's not great. 2 Lightning Bolt and a couple of Vermans, or that would have been great. We could Serum Visions here, but they jammed their reducer last time on 2, so I assume they'll do it again. Yep. They could very easily have not Blessed. Maybe it is Blessed. Whatever that protection spell is that costs 1 colorless and 2 life. Infect runs it, and I play Infect kind of regularly, so I should know. But I have both card blindness and card memory loss. Ooh, okay. I think both these lands are good. That's kind of the win, so yeah, let's keep them. They have islands, so Blood Moon sucks yet again. And I think I'd rather hold open Snapcaster Bolt, especially if this is what I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it. So far so good. The thing with Storm is, though, you can do everything right through the first 4 turns. If you're a deck like this, everything right for like an aggro deck means you're probably going to win. But we can do quote-unquote everything right for a control-y, tempo-y deck and still lose because they have a very, very... Their inevitability is off the charts. Pieces of the puzzle. Let's see what we got. Okay, none of that's too scary, especially when we have the combo in hand. They put Empty and Slight. Okay. We're just going to attack for 2, and on their upkeep, we're going to tap one of their red sources. Yeah, play land this turn. So this could be a win. Don't know if you guys can hear that, but the dog is barking again. So Exarch adds to their Storm, which is okay. That's great. So yeah, now we just win. It's something to think about. Do we just win? Yeah, we do, because we can fetch Mountain. I think we don't only have 2 Steam Vents in this deck. That is an oversight on my part, and I will be fixing it immediately after this game. Alright, well, this is how you beat Storm. Hope they don't have much, and hope your lightning bolts are good, and then make an infinite combo. Well, at least we got to go off. Let's not make a mistake here on camera. It looks like opponent is making us go through with it, which is their prerogative, but it makes my soul feel bad. Thankfully, this is a whole lot easier to do online than Splinter Twin was. It was just a little more annoying. Untap you. Untap you. So how's you guys' day been? Good. Yeah. Hope you've been liking me get my face absolutely stomped in. What are your hobbies? You know, what do you guys like? Magic the Gathering, obviously. I do too. It's a whole lot of fun. So yeah, times like these, just kind of click. Just kind of keep clicking, you know. There's like it's probably like a good story. I need to have a story for when my opponent makes me go through with this. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. But, you know, we might as well keep going. Yeah, they might be... I do need practice with the combo, because usually your opponents just concede to it. Alright, let's make a couple more. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Alright. Alright, well, we got one match against Storm. Where's our opponent? Oh, they're gone. I wanted to give them the old GGs. But alas. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. That's 3 matches. They were all 3 against Storm, which, you know, except for the first match, they were all pretty interactive, and I think interesting matches, even though I got, like, my face bashed in most of them. But yeah, so we got to see the deck, the pitfalls, and, you know, the strengths. Having an instant win combo can get you out of a lot of sticky situations. Like, say we're just blue-red control. I have a couple blue-red that are just like, even let's say that budget list I was running, the blue-red horrors list, is actually pretty good against them as long as we can control their graveyard. But as the game goes long, our win percentage goes down lower. With this, our win percentage still goes a little bit low because Storm is great inevitability. But our combo is something that they have to respect, much like we have to respect their deck. So, you know, Storm still is probably better than us in the long game and in a short game, but it's not that much better than us once the game gets going. It is a hard deck to play against, and if you haven't played against Storm much and you want to be playing a deck like this even at like FNM or GP or anything really, try to find someone that you know, a friend, maybe someone you've just seen playing Storm at your game store, and just grind matches with them, because the more you play against Storm, the better you are against it. And also, if you have access to the cards, Goldfish Storm. The best way to know how to play against Storm is to pilot Storm. And yeah, I think if your LGS, if your meta is a whole lot of Storm, I'm not sure how great this particular deck is against it. It's certainly not massively favored. You can play interactive good Magic against it most of the time. Sometimes they're just going to brown you and you lose. But yeah, you'll be able to go long. You have the tools to make it a game of Magic. You're not guaranteed to win by any means, though. So it's not kind of like Twin. Twin had a much better matchup against Storm. The difference between 4 and 5 is crucial. But yeah, I think if you're running into Storm, maybe we could probably cut down P and Kieran. We probably go... Spell Snare is great. We could go up on Spell Snare. We can move a Dispel into the main deck. I think I might try out Jace. But yeah, like, I don't think Storm is a great matchup for this deck, but it's not horrendous, as you saw. Like, I think we only went... I think the first game we were 0-2, so I think we won 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we were 3 out of 7 total games. That's right around 50. It's a little under 50%. I think it's close to a 50-50 matchup, but it's not a phenomenal matchup by any means. So yeah, unfortunately we ran into 3 Storm decks, but that's magic, man. I do think, not even I think, I know I'm going to play this deck again this week, and I'm really wanting to get more comfortable and get right with it for upcoming bigger tournaments. I've been talking a lot about streaming a Modern Challenge, but I think I am going to stream Modern Challenge next Saturday. It's at 8 a.m. my time, which is 11 Eastern. So if you guys are interested in that, this deck, Huntmaster Flash, and one of the Jeskai decks, I think, are the decks that I'm interested in playing this weekend in a more higher stakes tournament. So if you're interested, if you have a favorite deck, I know a couple of you out there have a favorite deck that you want me to play, just drop me a line on Twitter at tierfunmtg, email me at gmail, tierfunmtg@gmail, or just drop me a comment down below on this video or one of them. Just let me know if you have a preference in decks, or if you've got a deck you think is got what it takes to take down the Modern Challenge this weekend, because I think that's the goal for this week, is to get comfortable with one deck. I've kind of been spreading myself thin for these videos, which is fine. This is all about showing you guys Modern and showing you guys cool decks, or decks I think are cool anyways. So but yeah, we're gonna try to focus in on a few and get that grind going, and maybe start putting our foot forward on climbing the mountaintop that is Modern online. But yep, thank you guys for watching it again. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and look forward to more content. As always, bam, bam, 2 thumbs. Thank you. That was real awkward.